So I would like to tell you about air travel demand on the passenger side for the month of March 2026, which does continue to grow, but obviously the picture is quite varied across regions, not quite contrasting pictures we can get across the regions. So the new data from IATA shows that this total passenger demand, which we measure in revenue passenger kilometers or RPKs, rose by 2.1% versus March a year ago. And at the same time, capacity fell by 1.7%, and that improved the passenger load factor to 83.6%, which is, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of our industry. And international travel, though, was a bit of a weak spot, and their demand fell by 0.6%, the first drop in 5 years. And the overall decline was one of the sharpest contractions in international passenger traffic, with obviously the Middle East leading that downturn. However, outside of the Middle East, demand was up by 8%, and that shows, that the world as a whole still retains a very strong desire to travel. Domestic markets were also brighter than the international picture, and demand for domestic travel climbed by 6.5%, and capacity rose almost in tandem, so the passenger load factors on the domestic side were maintained at 83%, which is also a very high number. So when we look ahead, clearly the key things to watch is what's happening with jet fuel supply and availability and prices. And this can obviously very dramatically affect airlines' operations and also ticket prices. And of course, higher ticket prices might make it harder for a lot of people to travel. But for now, the summer season looks good, and we're still expecting the industry to be very busy.